want to see. Cast the Craze is partnered with NSC Roadshow. NSCLiveTV.com and Inc. Marketing are proud to present the NSC Roadshow podcast tour. As a creator, come to be treated like a rock star as we take you on a tour with podcasters from around the world. Got a Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or a project you would like to tell thousands about? Come and get on the tour. Are you a podcaster that would like more creators on your show? Come become a tour stop on the tour. What's up, Georgie? Who do we have on today?
Whoa, what's going on, Sam? Today we have our very good friend Daphne Lage on the show, and she's going to be talking about Egoraven 2.
Egoravens, let's get it!
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I am your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
George, the Dreamer Medina. What's happening? What's happening?
everybody. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know if you heard me over that beat. It's George, the Dreamer Medina. What's happening? What's happening, Sam? What are you doing today?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's happening? It was really good. Welcome everyone to another episode of Catch the Craze. We were just on with Chris Caravallo with his Kickstarter, and now we're on with Daphne Lage coming up.
She'll be coming out.
Talking about Egoraven.
Egoraven, yes.
For anybody who just stumbled upon our show and doesn't know who the heck we are, make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Yeah,
so
subscribe. Thumbs up.
What we do.
Like. Share with a friend.
All that.
Yes.
So yeah, man. Another show. It's 8:00 on a Tuesday night, and here we are. We're talking with friends. Daphne's been a friend of ours since way back in the day.
Long time ago.
Back with that. Daph and I, we go back. She actually did this for us. She's such a good friend.
Yes, the killer from Manila.
Catch
Yes.
the Crazies #1. Look at that.
Yes.
This was a Kickstarter special. Look at the little.
That was our first campaign.
That was the first campaign.
Yes.
She did a variant cover. We didn't even ask her. We didn't even know she was doing it. It was a favor, and she came through with flying colors.
Yeah.
Literally, look at those things. Those colors are vibrant.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Catch the Crazies, which is our Kickstarter issue #3, is live right now on Kickstarter. We have about 10 days left, Sam? I think 10 days or something like that.
We have well, it's going to be 10 days right now. On the screen that I have up right now it says 11 days, but it's 10 days as of 8:00. So yes, we're trying to get to 50 backers. We need 14 more of you. We need 14 more backers. Where you ease? Where you hiding? Where you be?
Where you
It's
be
like
is-
I know
where
you.
is be.
I know you got some quarters in your pocket. I know it. I can hear it jingling. Put those quarters in the Kickstarter. So so we're trying to get that out there, and so we're hoping that we get to the 50 backers.
Yes.
It's been a mission. It's been a mission. So it's been a mission to 50.
Getting to the 50.
Yeah.
Getting funded wasn't so bad. It's getting to the 50 backers.
Yes.
That has been quite an ordeal
challenge
for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all right. I think we still have 10 days. I think we'll make it. Hopefully.
We have 2
Fingers crossed.
5s.
Fingers crossed. So let's see what happens. But at 50, we unlock a stretch goal, which gives anyone who pledged an opportunity to go into a raffle and win a coveted issue #1 of
There's
an Alien in My Toilet
toilet.
that Sammy created back in how far back does There's an Alien go? now. It was what, 2005?
2005 or 6, yeah.
Like that,
Yeah,
right?
his name is Duty. He's from the planet Uranus.
Duty.
Yes, and he comes to Earth, and it just things pop off from that point on, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious, and it's the opportunity to get be one of the rare few that can brag and say, "I got an original Disneyland on my toilet, straight from the crazy man himself." So that's pretty dope.
That's right. Yes. I'm actually happy to have done the cover for that book. I don't normally draw, but when I do, I draw Duty from Uranus.
Yes.
So what's his real name? It's not Duty. What's the full name? I know he's got a full name.
His first name is Dudarius.
Darius.
Dudarius.
He sounds very smart.
Yes.
Darius sounds extremely
He's too smart for his own good. Yes. So
well, okay. So if people are gonna win this comic, let's tell them what this comic is about. All right, what is There's an Alien in My Toilet about? Let's talk about it.
Thank you. I appreciate you listening to us in the mornings. There's an Alien in My Toilet is about this egocentric, thinks he knows it all alien that is a thorn in the general's side, who is the general of the planet Uranus. But Duty is the son of the emperor of Uranus. So General Goatee has to babysit. So he comes up with a plan and sends Duty on a recon mission to Earth to determine if we're a threat to Uranus. And so Duty thinks he's the smartest thing, and so he goes, on this mission, and he's, thinks he's gonna take over, and he winds up crash landing because he realized he forgot to refuel, and from that moment on, he has to evade and escape and survive Earth's simple creatures like squirrels and turtles and bears and wolves. And then he gets into this home, and that's where he encounters the Chihuahua named Herman, who thinks Duty is a talking jalapeno, and it goes off from there. And so the government knows that there was a ship crashed, and they're in search of that ship and the alien that was in that ship. And then there's a family that lives in the house, and the boy thinks he sees an alien, and the father thinks he's crazy, and so then and it trickles off to the father's work where they think he's in that case. So it's just tons of fun. Tons of fun.
In a nutshell, that's what Duty's about.
Yeah.
So that's cool, man. That sounds like a lot of fun. I mean, we worked on that book way back in the day.
Yes.
That was one of our first collaborations, which was a lot of fun. There's an Alien in My Toilet started out as it was a comic strip. That it was supposed to be a comic strip, and then it just turned into this whole, what Sam just described, a whole world. You had a Christmas special.
Yes. The Christmas special was his return to Earth, his second return to Earth, and it becomes his own title. Hi, I'm Duty from Uranus, and and this time he comes to Earth because they think Santa Claus is the leader of Earth, and he has to infiltrate Santa's camp and take him out. But Santa has an army of elves and snowmen, and things pop off. They pop off.
Yeah. Duty said, "What?"
He said, "Sucker said what? What are you talking about, Willis?"
He said, "What?" Yes. Yeah, no, interesting, man. Yeah, hey, listen, the fun never stops in There's an Alien in My Toilet and Hi, I'm Duty from Uranus. So, yeah, you guys definitely want to check that out. If you want to have a chance at winning issue number 1, definitely pledge.
Not only that, everyone who's backed us needs to join us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Because we're going to be live, especially those of you who backed us for the first, second, and third campaign. We consider you super backers because you've backed us on all 3. So we have a special gift for you, and you need to be there tomorrow. Not only that, we're also debuting our, where is it? Is it here? Yes. We're debuting the animated theme song to Catch the Crazies tomorrow. So part of the thing on the Kickstarter is that some people, you'll get the MP3 theme song. I don't know where that is in the hierarchy in the Kickstarter, but we have the animated opening cartoon trailer that we're going to be presenting to you tomorrow. So that's going to be dope. So you want to join us for that?
Yes, indeed.
Not only that, we will also be at PowCon at the end of the month.
Yes, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yes, we got a lot going on. So,
So
George the Dreamer Medina and Sam the Crazy Man Farrah will be at PowCon May 29th through the 30th at Wayne Powell, 1 Powell Drive, Wayne, New Jersey. And it's from 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we'll be hosting a podcasting panel. So we hope to see you there.
Yes, indeed. And Sam was talking about an MP3, and an option to get the MP3, and that is for those backers that back $50. So for $50 backer, which is the silver print reward, you guys get a PDF bundle of issues 1 through 3. And the sketchbook number 3 as a PDF. Catch the Crazy's logo sticker, a printed copy of issue number 3 signed, the silver foil cover of issue number 2, MP3 of the theme song, and your name on the thank you page. So that is for $50. So definitely wanna if you want to check it out, hit the link and go to the Kickstarter and pledge today. That's gonna be cool, man.
I forgot to even put the link in there.
There you go. So yes, and then Daphne's coming up next. But yeah, as far as PowCon, we will be out there on the 29th and the 30th. There will be a live podcast panel at the show that we will be hosting. So you definitely want to check out the show. And from 1 to 2 p.m., check us out as we do our podcasting panel where we talk about podcasting, the do's and don'ts, how-tos, and Sam will give us a nice little informational, just speech on what programs and what equipment he uses.
Which we're going to try not to make it as dull as that sounds, but for any aspiring podcasters from the novice to the pros, we'll talk about the basics. We'll feed off of the audience. So based on the questions we get from there, but we'll have a budget set up to the more elaborate setups, and costs related to each package and all that other stuff and resources. So you definitely want to be at the show. We're going to try to make it fun, and we'll try to get engaged with the audience as well.
Wait a minute, Sam. Wait a minute. Are you implying that podcasting is boring?
No, but I think what happens is when people talk tech terms, those people who have so here's what I
listen. I'm gonna tell you this. You're right.
Yes.
You don't want to talk jargon,
right.
But at the show, if you're serious about podcasting, and for anybody who is serious about podcasting and wants to go to the show, we're not going to dumb it down because some people don't know what they are. If you have a technical question, there will be a technical answer.
Word.
So I think that I don't think it's.
I'm bringing my Spock on.
Passionate.
I'm just saying.
Sam knows his stuff when it comes to that stuff. Me, I got this mic on Amazon. I got this on Amazon as a gift. Thank you very much to my lovely girlfriend for the gift. And so, here we are. But Sam's got look at that. Look at that mic. Look. I mean, if you pan down and looked at the equipment that's around there's some real deal stuff in there. Nothing boring. Come on.
I'll make it simple. I just uploaded a video of my studio tour, so you can see exactly what I have. If you're, interested in knowing what's in the studio, I just did an artist studio setup. So you'll see my art and podcasting setup.
Sweetness.
Yes. So let's see what. So we got 2 minutes. We're going to bring our guest in, a very special guest who also sponsored several episodes of Cast the Craze. She actually sponsored the last episode that we just had with Anui Nui. Is that what it was?
Chris Carnivalo.
Yeah. So
Nui Warriors.
Nui Warriors. So she was a sponsor of that show, and so we have a talented creator who's going to be on the show. But with that said, we're going to go to sponsorship opportunities, and then we're going to bring in our guest.
Do you have a Kickstarter campaign and you're trying to figure out how to get the word out? You look online and you see the competition is fierce. Comic-Cons are slowly coming back, but in the meantime, how do you spread the word? You worked for hours creating your campaign. You post on as many social media sites as possible, trying to get the word out to no avail. Well, look no further. Why not sponsor an episode of Cast the Craze podcast, the fastest growing indie podcast in the market today? That 30-second promo can get you an extra 2 to 3 backers or more. Who knows? Let's go. Hit the link below and get one step closer to a successful campaign.
one step closer to a successful campaign. And now we'll be bringing in our lovely guest. I just hit admit. Daphne Lage will be joining us in a second. Something harmful. Don't know what it is. I hit admit. I hit enter.
Watch out now.
¿Qué pasó? She was there, then she disappeared. She's like, hello, goodbye. Like,
just kidding.
She's like, peekaboo. Catch me if you can.
Oh, that's fucking good.
So, you got any cards? Any jokes?
You got any cards? Hey man, listen. Let's just do some filler. There she is. There she goes. Daphne.
There we go.
There you go.
We're in.
I thought you were playing hide and seek.
Yeah, I know. No, my computer was kind of bugging out, so.
Yeah, mine was too today for some reason. I don't know what's going on out there.
I thought it was gonna kick me off.
Yeah, no. Welcome, Daphne Lage, to the show. Catch the Craze, and here we are with Daphne. Daphne, I mean, you're killing it on the campaign. I love it. I'm happy for you. And so, part two of Egoraven. Now we've had you on the show a couple of times. I don't know, Sam, if you want to go back into the humble beginnings of Daphne Lage. But
George is acting up. See, George doesn't want to know about anybody's history. He just wants to know about the comic. See, me, I love the history, but
I want to know it all.
so I think you've been a regular on our show. Mikasa Sukasa. But for those who don't know, who are new, just where you're from, what do you do, and how did you break into comics?
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, let me give you the long and short of it. So, hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. And I have been self-publishing comics since 1992. And I am known for my funny animal fantasy tall tales mostly, but recently I am becoming a little bit more known for my other fantasy comic. It's actually a fantasy soap opera, Egoraven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which is now, second issue is now currently on Kickstarter. And yeah, I've been doing this for a while, so I kind of think I know what I'm talking about.
For a hot minute, and you run your own website, you run your own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You're also like a celebrity guest on like 50 other podcast channels.
It just feels like that.
Every time I turn on social media, I see you. I was like, there she goes again. There she goes again. It's like that news van, right? There's that news van again.
There goes the news van again. Now you have me singing.
There you go. It's contagious. So talk about before we talk about your personal endeavors, what your strategy, because you're all over the place. How do you balance the time? And two, what was the mindset behind going on so many other shows as well?
Well, I guess to pick up where we last left off on the last time I was on the show, we were talking about this crazy schedule that I put myself on at the beginning, for the beginning of the year. It's like, I was inspired to do this comic during lockdown, and by the time like November came around, I was like going, you know what, for 2021, it's either go big or go home. Mm-hmm. And once I started, so I did issue 1 in January. It performed modestly, but some of the numbers really surprised me. It actually, even though like monetarily it performed modestly, I had 133 backers, which after like 18, 19 plus Kickstarters that I've either run or helped run, that was the most amount of people I ever had interested in any of the books on Kickstarter that we had, me and JD. It's like, but when I started my rather ambitious schedule for 2021 in January, I realized I might have bitten off more than I could chew. It was like, yeah, go big or go home, but it might have been a little too big. So what I started doing, to help like push these campaigns along, because I did issue 1 in January, and then I just finished Tall Tales Thieves Quest Volume 1. And now I'm on issue 2 of Egoraven, and pretty much the strategy is just to keep moving.
Right.
It's like you said, it's getting on all these shows, and promoting from the second, like 2 months out if I can. And then it's like, and then continuing just pretty much like nonstop promotion. Right. Like I said, I just came off of a Tall Tales campaign, and I just went into promoting Egoraven as that finished. So I haven't stopped promoting.
Right.
And I think that especially with online and the amount of signal to noise you have to work with, you have to constantly be out there, and like and you joke about the amount of shows that it seems to be on, but there's a lot more out there, and the whole, and it's like I've heard of people who like they do 80 podcasts a month. Well, in the month they have a campaign, and it's like, oh, that might be a little too much for me.
80.
So
wow.
yeah, it's forcing that balance between promoting, but also not wasting your time.
Yes, I know, because we just had a guest on right before you, and he was on a show, and then he's going to be on another show right after us.
Yeah.
So that's a grueling schedule, but I guess what happens is, and to your point, you have 30 days, and while it might seem like a long time, it really isn't when you take into consideration the fact that people have lives and times are different. And so you might be in a podcast that one person is able to see because of they're off work, another person might not be because they're on work, and then vice versa. So I think it might sound like it's aggressive, but I think it's the right formula to get you the exposure you need to get to the market.
Well, yeah, especially because there's such a huge difference between what started in January and what I'm seeing now. Because even my Tall Tales campaign, for a Tall Tales book, saw the most backers we've ever seen for that title. Right. And for issue 2 of Egoraven, where it took me 24 hours just to make $500 on the first campaign, it took me 3 hours to fund 1,000. And it was such a huge difference. And even now, it's like the money that I've raised, I've already surpassed in half the time what I made in total on the first campaign. I still have 14 days to go.
Right.
I think it's part of it too, Daph, not to cut you off. I think it's a necessary evil to be on these shows, right?
Yeah, it is.
It really is, because I think that, and I love your live shows. And for everybody watching, Daphne does have her own YouTube channel, and she does do live drawing, things of that nature, which I think is a very smart thing to do, because I think you also have to build that fan base. Yes. Now, what I wanted to ask you was, do you, with all the campaigns that you have and with your schedule as rigorous as it is, do you ever get worried about backers fatigue? In other words, people who have backed this Kickstarter is not going out, now you have another one. Do you ever worry about that? Has that ever happened?
That was a real concern coming with the Tall Tales campaign overlapping Egoraven issue 2. And it was a concern enough that I was kind of thinking of moving the schedule, because we had already pushed the Tall Tales campaign back because it was overlapping with an Oswald campaign. And now I had two overlapping books. And to tell you the truth, I really don't recommend that. Even though I was assured by a lot of people that as long as I fulfill the Tall Tales campaign exactly the way it should be, in spite of the second campaign, people shouldn't have an issue with it. But honestly, that 3 days that I was literally running 2 campaigns at once, it's like, I do not recommend that at all, because you're literally dividing your attention between 2 books. And I was like, oh, no. It was enough to the point that I had to start pushing books off my schedule into 2022, because as I was looking at the schedule, I'm like, oh, I have too much overlap. I want to avoid that. As much as I wanted to be really, really aggressive this year, I literally can't be, because I'm concerned about, people going, oh, you just finished this campaign and now you're starting another one, and then you have this one and you still have to fulfill, we're still fulfilling this one. And it's like, I have to kind of bite the bullet on this and push books back. Right. Because of that. Yeah. So that's a real issue. Yeah.
So I just want to, Krista, how's this now? Just want to make sure that the echo's going on.
Yeah. Sometimes it echoes. I don't know
just
why.
muted the other mics to make sure that they're not acting up. But good.
No, yeah. So Daph, with the success of that campaign, and you have 14 days left on the campaign on Kickstarter, the book, the first issue, was a fun read. Can you tell us a little bit about what the second book, or just what the story is before we go into the second?
Right, sure. I mean, so for everyone who needs to know, so Egoraven, Heir of the First Unicorn is a medieval fantasy soap opera drama, because I really wanted to stress that, because it is so different from Tall Tales. It's completely created, written, and drawn by myself. Hi. And it's a multi-issue, hopefully no more than 15-issue story arc. And the story kind of runs in the style of the Chronicles of Narnia and The Witcher. And the second issue, just like the first issue, is 32 full pages, no ads, no nothing. You get 32 pages, full story in full color. And the story premise pretty much is Egoraven is a half unicorn, half human princess living in Edenron, and which is the magical valley of elves and unicorns. And although she's a princess, she's not accepted by the elves and not really accepted by the unicorns either. I mean, neither of them know what to do with this half breed. So the elven royal family decides that they're going to try to marry her off to the elf prince Rillian, because the elves have all but lost their magic and they depend on the unicorns to survive this world. So they're hoping that this union would bring magic back into their line. But Prince Rillian has a completely different idea. And he makes a pact with the dragon lords, who also are vying for this magical valley that they feel that they also have a birthright to. And they help Rillian overthrow his own family, hoping that, the idea is that he would be put in on the throne. But what he finds very quickly is dragons don't share. So what happened is that in the whole chaos of the coup, pretty much, Egoraven and her uncle Amadeo are forced out of the valley into the kingdoms of men, the mortal realm, where now it's like they're kind of forced to survive, because one, they've never been outside of the valley before, and now, but going back to their homeland isn't an option either. So the second issue continues the story where Egoraven and her unicorn uncle Amadeo are trying to escape Dragon Lords and his scout from capturing them, and they're rescued by the horseman Johar, who just he happened to be on a little personal retreat until he came across the wayward princess and her uncle. And after hearing their story, he invites them to come back into to his city, Dornham, where he helps run a blacksmith forge. And it's like, well, for a couple of strong backs, I can offer you a place to stay. And then this is Egoraven and Amadeo's introduction to a mortal world that's not too crazy about magical creatures leaving the confines of their valley and suddenly mixing with them. So, especially since the unicorns and the elves kind of have this, they've pretty much been stealing mortal people for the elves as part of their pact. So yeah, you're pretty much inviting animals that kidnap your own people into your city. So that's a little that might be makes people a little uncomfortable. So that's where the second issue
awesome
picks
awesome
up.
Yeah. No, awesome. Now the story have you been working on? I mean, you've been working on, like you said, being an independent since 1992. We met you. I think we might have met you in like the early 2000s.
Oh yeah.
When did you start writing this story? Were you writing this story back then, or was this something like you said you worked on it during lockdown? But were you thinking about the story prior to?
Oh yeah, it seemed. What's funny is that the more I think about when I started working on this story or thinking about it, it keeps going back further and further and further. In fact, I finally like figured out the source of like kind of like the seed of the idea was She-Ra fanfic.
Oh. Wow.
So yeah, so the whole thing started in kind of like a She-Ra self-insert, and then it kind of morphed with ElfQuest fandom, and then it just kind of like, and then I created this character who was more just supposed to be like kind of like a gallery portfolio mascot. Right. That's kind of how she started, just a mascot. And then the more I started fussing with the character, the more she stopped being like a self-insert mascot, and then she started evolving into her own character, and then the story morphed around that. So yeah, probably it's like this whole story was percolating about the same time I started doing comics. Wow. so yeah, it's a little, because it's like I remember when I came up with Amadea, which is when I was at the High School of Art and Design. I remember when I finally came up with her name, and that was at the School of Visual Arts.
Jeez.
And then it's like I started writing different iterations of the story, and then I would like upload, and then I got it to a point where I started doing pages of it and just uploading it to my website, because that was my hobby comic as opposed to Tall Tales, which was my main comic. And then it was, and that kind of just like kind of futzed with it. And then on lockdown, something just finally snapped, and I went, okay, it's like, to excuse the verbiage, shit or get off the pot, so that's where now we're at right now. So this is it. This is the final iteration of this story, so this is it. And if you I don't know if you were following my Facebook, but this morning I posted up a graphic of all the covers of the issues I have in the pipe.
Yeah.
So and just before I went on the show, I was laying out issue 8. I was doing the layouts for issue 8. And mind you, this is on top of me trying to do everything else. I still have to ink Tall Tales issue 6. Oh, we got some other things going on. I have, so yeah, it's a little bonkers. I've never been this busy before.
Good for you. Now as an artist, right? Who does it all? I mean, you're doing the lettering, the coloring, all that stuff. Where does the writing fall? In other words, do you start writing a full script, or are you kind of like drawing as you're writing? I wrote a little bit and then now I'm drawing. How do you do it?
Yeah, it was kind of going back and forth. That I would just like, when I finally came up, like I would like write the issue, and then I would start drawing it, because it's easier to follow a script. Because it's like, it's very tempting to just write as you go. Right. But I think for this one, it's like, no, I really need to finish each issue. And then it was during lockdown where I completed the script for the story arc. So I have the complete script for the 15 issues, or what I'm hoping is 15 issues.
You just want to give yourself more work. You're like,
yeah, I know, really, right. And that's not even counting the stories that I'm still coming up with for after. Like I already had, like the second I finished the script for this story arc, my brain was like going, oh well, good, now you can work on this story arc. And now it's like I have another story that comes, like I have like 2 or 3 major stories that come after that, but I'm still debating whether I'm doing them as comics or not.
Yeah.
So.
That's impressive, because when I finished the Forbidden arc, I knew I left it where I can go on to tell, and the way it ends, I can tell another story, but I didn't even touch it. I left it alone. I said, let me see how it does, and then I'll determine whether or not I proceed with that. So that's pretty impressive that you are constantly generating.
Yeah, because in the end, I mean, the way I look at doing this book is that first and foremost, I'm doing this book for me, pretty much an audience of one. And if I'm able to, and if people enjoy it, that's a bonus, but nothing of this book is really dependent on people's reactions to it. So that's why I'm just able to like keep going, because it's like I'm essentially entertaining myself.
Right.
I love like the little, like sometimes you'll post on Facebook, like just like things that you drew for the day. And then you have like the little jokes. I'm like, yeah, this is
you see, and those, because it's like, because on my Facebook, so that the audience knows, that's where I post mostly like, all my work in progress and a lot of artwork and stuff. And one of the things that I post without being too spoilery is little goofy doodles of characters that actually appear after the story arc.
Right.
So one of the major things that I did was so instead of standing Marvel's Loki, I decided, screw that, I'm going to make my own. It's like, you can't stop me making my own, my own Norse gods. So I have Loki, my version of Loki in the story but he comes after the story arc. But I have him doing so much like stupid little things. I call him my disaster son, that they're just like too funny, at least to me, to not share them. And it's just, he's just a pest, and it's like,
there was one that stands out where like, and I forget the name of the other character, who's basically telling them, oh, I see you finally made a friend, and his thing is like, what friend? This is a pet. Like,
that was the most recent one. Yes, because the other character, so it's like, so the other character that comes after is so it's Loki, it's Eros, and then the character is Annie, who's a mortal, and in the course, who is Egoraven's friend, who, eventually she gets introduced, and it's just this like, it's just like this weird thing where it's like, she's my emotional support mortal.
Yes,
right?
That's what it was. That's right. So
it's like dopey little things like that, but it's like, so if you want to see and I try not to be spoilery, which is so hard. And on another show,
I feel bad though, Daph, because I feel like I just spoiled like the fact that Loki's coming back.
No, because it's like, look, just the other day I was on a podcast where I almost told the person the ending of the story arc. I had to stop myself, but that's how excited the project makes me. So I just want to talk about it.
I guess you're right. Like you're definitely you're writing for you, and you're creating this book for you. I think part of the beauty is that you're an artist and you're the artist, so you don't have to worry about sending that script off to an artist and having them draw that book for you. You just do it yourself at your leisure.
One of the things that I posted on Twitter was the whole thing about, I am so happy that I am an artist, so I could draw all the dumpster fire ideas I have in my head without having to depend on somebody. Because like I said, if you've seen these, I mean, I have a whole sketchbook full of those stupid little cartoons, and some of them I can't post because they're spoilery, but I mean, it's just dumb stuff. but that's how I keep, it's like I'm just brain dumping into this sketchbook, so it just keeps the juices flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's also good practice. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That was going to be my next question. Is it like a way of just breaking away from the grind of the comics and allowing you just to play with the sketchbook?
Yeah. It's important because it's like, because I'll be in the middle of grinding through layouts or grinding through inking, and then I just need to take that mental break, and then I just grab that sketchbook, and the important thing is just to just doodle it and not think about it, because I'm not doing, they're very loose, they're very crude, they're probably, wrong in certain places, but that's not the point. It's just to do something different creatively, and then I'm able to go back, to do the more serious work.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. No, you're right. Now, so talking about the campaign, Daph, you are 14 days away. You blew past your goal. We're into, I believe we're going to stretch goals now. Tell us a little bit about what they can get on the campaign, and what are some of your most, I guess, whether it's your favorite pledge or what you would tell people, hey, listen, grab this one. This is probably the best value.
Right. Well, yeah. So at the amount that we're at now, we technically unlocked all the initial stretch goals, which is three character group stickers, which I'm looking forward to have printed, because I just got a new computer and I need to cover it. So along with the catch-up levels, where if you miss the first campaign, you can get the prequel and issue 1 along with issue 2. If you love variants, there's variants galore on this campaign. I have virgin covers, which have no logos on them. I have the silver foil, which is the line art on silver, and then I have the hollow foil, which I'm just spreading the love on the hollow foil. So you can get those. You can get the sketch covers as well. And one of the special things that Kickstarter allowed me to do this time around was do add-ons. So I have 2 special add-on variant covers on top of everything. So the main one is the My Little Pony variant from Mary Bellamy, who actually draws My Little Pony for IDW. Nice. Because I just thought it was just hysterical. It's like, I'm doing a comic about unicorns. What better variant than to get a My Little Pony artist to draw a variant cover? Nice. And again, you can get the virgin cover, you can get the silver, you can get the hollow. Except with this, you could also get the entire pack, where you get an exclusive sticker with it. So you would have to get the entire set as an add-on to get the exclusive sticker. Although I do have some major collector levels where it also comes with that sticker, because technically the entire set comes with that. And then the odd one that I decided to experiment with was on Facebook. I had posted a nude image of Egoraven based on some Victorian paintings that I was looking at from the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, where they were active for 5 years during the 1830s or something, during the Victorian period. So I did this nude piece, and it got such a reaction on Facebook and Instagram that I thought, I'm going to have to do this as a variant cover. And am I? So I did. So you also have, I also have the nude variant of the comic of issue 1, because I know how much collectors love issue 1s. Yeah. And the My Little Pony is also an issue 1. So these special covers are for issue 1. And also, so the nude cover also comes in the virgin, silver, and hollow foil. So like I said, everything, all the stretch goals, all the sticker stretch goals have been unlocked. So now I don't know if you were on my
live?
The live stream that I did for the launch party live stream.
Yeah, what's your first pledge?
Oh, right. Yes, you were. But I mean, but George, you were there for like a little bit, and then I guess you had to dip, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, because and of course you won on your birthday.
Yes.
You won the 1-of-1 artist's proof of the prequel. That
Look at that.
Yeah. So that was just funny. So the other thing that I raffled off was an original piece that I was working on the live stream. On the live stream, it was still, I think I was inking or something, but it's in full color now. And so that is going to be the 3,500 goal. So we're a little under $1,000 to reach this goal. And once we reach that goal, it unlocks the print that everybody will get, including digital orders. So the physical orders will get a physical print. The digital orders will get a PDF of that print.
That's awesome.
So that's the latest. I guess that's the stretch goal that we're working on now.
Yeah.
There's one more backer goal that we're still working on, and that is the 134 mark. So if we get 134 backers, I have an original sketch cover mock-up, because at the time I didn't have any sketch covers for to illustrate on the campaign, so I made one. So it's an original piece that once I hit 134 backers, it unlocks a raffle so that everybody, including the physical and digital backers, they get a chance at winning this original artwork. Nice. And if for some reason I wake up and there's 200 backers, all 200 backers, whenever I see that, do the raffle, as many people as are in the are supporting the campaign past 134, everyone's in the raffle. So it's not like anyone's going to get miss out because they're 135.
Why 134? Just curiosity.
133 was the backer. The amount of backers I had for issue 1.
Oh, okay.
So 134 beats that backer goal. So that's the idea. Can I beat the backer goal?
Awesome. Yes. Excellent. That sounds great. It sounds like you have a lot of really cool stuff. I'm looking at the My Little Pony cover. What is the Zoralita?
Yeah, Zoralita. Yeah, Mary Bellamy. She also goes by Zoralita.
Beautiful. Now, I have a question for you. Now, I looked at this cover, and the style is very, very similar to almost like the way you draw. Have you ever thought about maybe drawing something for like IDW, maybe something in the My Little Pony realm? Like, have you ever thought about that?
No, not really. Okay. I'm not really good at doing stuff for other people.
I hear you.
That's why. Yeah, it's like I'm not really good at that. So I'd rather stick with my own stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, it's like doing commissions and doing, like freelance work is hard enough that I don't need to worry about doing comics for somebody else on top of it.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I agree.
A lot of sense.
Yeah. You got to know your limitations.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I don't do too many projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this looks great though. I think that listen, there are plenty of days left. For anybody watching. We are talking to Daphne Lage. She's got Egoraven is her book, and it's on Kickstarter right now. She's got 14 days left. The campaign ends on June 2nd at 4:15 p.m.
Yeah,
so
I might do a countdown party for that too, just to see what I can do at the last minute.
Yes. Any other lives that you have planned coming up on your channel that we should be tuning into?
Just the usual. I'm going to have a live stream tomorrow. Like I said, I'm inking Tall Tales, so I might as well do that. So yes, I'm going to be doing a live stream tomorrow. It's usually 2 hours from 4 to 6. And if you go to egoworks.com, that's EGOWORKS, there's a link to everything there, including the YouTube and the campaign and then my Facebook and all that fun stuff. So I usually try to do live streams every Wednesday.
Gotcha.
That's interesting. So I do the live stream drawings. It's hard to carry a conversation
It really is. I mean, it's got, yeah, it's like, you know what? I learned very quickly, especially now the more and more people are coming on the stream and, you know, interacting. And now I have a setup where I can actually interact in a more timely manner with everybody. And yeah, and now it's like, don't do a live stream if you're expecting to do actual work. I kind of compared it to being at a convention where it's like, you can't work at a convention, but you know, what you're doing is that the work is just, you know, for people to watch, but you're really hanging out and talking to your friends and, you know, just, you know, getting, you know, just having a conversation, answering questions and all that. So it's like, so in the end, it's like, it's like, I'm inking, but I don't really get that much work done on a live stream, but at least you get to see something.
Yeah, you almost need somebody reading the messages so you can actually respond, because I think that, you know, if you get too caught up in what you're doing, you can't look and draw at the same. I mean, I feel like I don't even know how you guys do that. That's
it's cool. Like I have my computer set up, so it's like it's almost butted up against my drawing board.
Gotcha.
So I can actually see everything when it pops up. But yeah, it's just I've given up on trying to do like serious work on a live stream. In the end, I think it's more to be able to interact with fans and build that base, because I really think that has a lot to do with how my second campaign did in that first 3 hours. Like I do think doing that launch party really made the difference, because I guess it was just something about seeing the campaign open live kind of invigorated people, and we all wanted to see it, like, oh, let's see if we can get it to fund on air.
We did that for hours, and it was great. It went really well. The minute we went off, it was like, all right, well, here's the lull.
Right, yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly what happened. And then it's like, crap, here's the wall.
Yes, we might need to do another one, which tomorrow we are.
Yes. So after I finish my live stream, I'm going to take a breather, and then I'm going to turn you guys' live stream on.
Yes,
it's gonna be fun.
It works out very well.
Yes.
You know, so but that's the grind, right?
No, it is. It totally is. It totally is. And so are you planning a Kickstarter for every issue, or are you going to do what's the plan? You have 15 coming up, so are we? Right.
Yeah. So the idea is to do a Kickstarter for every issue. Like I said, my schedule is a little off now because I have to kind of like rework the whole thing. Because it's like now it's like I'm kind of questioning if I can even do issue 3 in September when I have like 2 Tall Tales campaigns also kind of fitting in that year too. So I don't know if I'm going to push that up or not. I'm going to see. I have to retool everything. But every 4 issues, it's going to be every 4 issues, and then there's a trade. So that's the idea, you know, and depending on how the last couple of issues goes, that last issue might actually be 5 issues. So it depends. So so I'm still working that out. But all the issues are going to end up on Kickstarter.
And the artwork is amazing, Daph. I love your artwork. I really do. I mean, you put so much into every freaking panel, every page. Like I know you try to cut back a little bit with the cross hatching, but now you do it with the coloring. Now you add like all that color.
And that's the thing too, because it's like this artwork that we're seeing now, it's technically 20 years old. So I'm using techniques on there that I'm kind of not using anymore. Right. So while I'm coloring, I'm also tweaking the line art, whether it's like removing cross hatching, you know, changing facial designs, you know, character designs a bit, just slightly though, because when I get to issue 6, when I have to draw the new pages, I don't want there to be too much of
a difference.
A difference between the first 5 issues and when the characters show up at least especially new characters that showed up in like the first 2 issues that don't come back until issue 6. Right. I don't want it to be too jarring. So I'm just tweaking stuff, fixing some background issues. I swear that there were some panels where it's like, did I have a stroke doing this? What am I doing here? And then it's like I have to fix the perspective and stuff, and so that's kind of what I'm doing, but not fussing too much that I'm redoing pages, right? Because I don't believe in that. The work is done. Let me respect the artist that I was back then, but let me just tweak it so that I can have better continuity with the new artwork.
And like you said, if you see a mistake, you're going to fix it. You know
right, exactly.
There's a difference between respecting the artist and then correcting what that artist did.
Right, exactly. Like past, what were you thinking past me?
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to see what else you have coming up.
Ooh,
like I
me
said,
too.
The story is fun.
Yeah, it really is. I'm like I said, I've never been this busy before, but man, am I having a lot of fun. That which is also something that's new to me on this. Like I just cannot work on these pages fast enough.
It's funny. I like we were saying at the beginning, I've known you for a very long time, but I feel like I didn't really know you for a very long time.
Well, because what's the problem?
This Daphne is like, what? I didn't even know. Like you look like you're having fun, and it's contagious. It really is.
Yeah.
Contagious.
No. Well, you see, the thing is that when we're at conventions, it's Jose that comes to you. He's the one walking around the convention. I'm the one that has to be stuck behind the table selling stuff.
Yeah.
So
Jose.
yes. So it's like, so I don't really get to see anybody.
It sounds like me and George. George is the mayor. He's all over the place, and I'm stuck at the table.
Right, exactly. So it's like, it's like, it's kind of like I know you guys more through Jose than me actually coming to your table. And it's like, and it's only now that I'm actually talking to everybody.
Word. I think we've spoken to you more now than we ever did, and I haven't spoken to Jose in a while. Like,
exactly. Yeah. Well, it's because now he still has a real job that he still has to work, so his schedule is off. So it's a lot more complicated for him to do a lot of these shows. Me, I'm home all day.
Hey, listen, and what's the name of your parakeet? I love him. He's involved. He's involved in the show.
Oh no! Oh yeah. So that's it's not a parakeet. It's a parrot. It's an African gray parrot. I just don't like showing him because people kind of get weird about seeing pets online, on camera. So I don't want to invite that. But that's Einstein. He's actually my sister's parrot that I'm technically taking care of.
Oh, okay.
And so that's also the reason why I had to move into the basement. Because if you see my live streams, I literally have to put a disclaimer at the beginning because it's all of these obnoxious noises coming from the corner. It's like all your garbage trucks, all your smoke detectors, all your car alarms.
Oh, that's living in New York. That's living in New York for you.
Exactly. So everyone has to put up with him as much as I do when we're on a live stream.
So egoworks.com is the website. Go to Kickstarter. The Kickstarter is live right now. We're gonna have the links all over the place. Daph, I mean, this has been a blast. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
I mean, it goes by so quickly each time.
It really does. It really does. And I can't wait for the third one.
Me too. The second I'm done with this campaign, I'm working on the campaign for the third one. That's like I said, it's like it's just keep on swimming, right?
Yes. And I still got to thank you for this. This was awesome.
That was my pleasure. Awesome. That was my pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. That's an awesome cover. So thank you for coming on, and we're definitely going to see you on the social networks because you're busy. You're busy.
I am. Yeah, I try.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Daphne, again.
All right,
and
thank you.
The links in the chat, guys. Krista and Creators Outlet said hello, and Young Way Artist said hello. Thank you again, and again, you guys are always welcome back. Mi casa, su casa.
Oh, absolutely. Always a pleasure, sir.
You got it. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Daph. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Daphne.
Oh boy.
That's always a good time.
Yeah. So
Listen, she's busy, man, and she really, like I said, she puts so much work into her pages.
Yes.
Everybody who's watching, you guys got to check it out. Go to her website, go to her YouTube channel. Go to the Kickstarter. You'll see. It's full of detail.
Yes, I put the link multiple times in the chat. It's also in the summary, guys. Check it out. There's a reason why she made her goal. She was funded in 2 hours.
Yes, indeed.
Killing it. The work ethic is real. And it's creators like Daphne that inspire me to work as hard as I do. Always in the grind. And so here's what I need to be if I had the time, Krista. Yeah. So, I have a copy of the books. I also have the I have the Tall Tales collection, the actual stories without the art as well. So big
they were pros, right? They were pros at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the entire collection over there.
Yeah, it's a big ass book. It's thick as.
Yes. Yeah.
They're
so
busy.
They're killing it.
Yes.
So So again, we have our campaign. Don't forget, Catch the Crazies. Join us tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a gift for all of our super backers. So if you're a super backer, you want to be on that show, this is something that we're doing from the bottom of our hearts for you guys. And also, we will be debuting the theme song, an animated trailer for our theme song. And so our goal is to try to get the Crazies into an animated series. So here's our first step into that direction. So we're going to debut it for you guys. So make sure you join.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Don't forget, 7 p.m. tomorrow evening, live on YouTube. And big shout out to Crystal Joy. She is one of our super backers. So make sure you join tomorrow, Crystal, because we have a little surprise.
Yes. Make sure you join tomorrow. It's going to be fun. And again, and don't forget, we're going to be at PowCon at the end of the month. That's going to be hot.
That's right.
Actually, it's next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday, we're going to be at PowCon. So it's going to be dope, and we're going to be hosting a podcast panel. Yes. And if you like this episode, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe, share it with a friend. And if you are on the go and you can't watch us, we're on Podbean. So follow us on Podbean. We also have a Podbean website, which is catchthecraze.podbean.com, and follow us there. We stream everywhere from iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, everywhere. So we do appreciate every single one of you.
Yes.
With that said, do you have anything else, George?
I'm done. I'm good, man.
I'm
good.
Sam, the Crazy Man Vera.
George, the Dreamer Medina. We out.
And we are.
It's just easy. It's not.
Crazy.
Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. I met him.
Say my name, right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh,
He described me. He said, I'm the.
What? Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze. Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.